In the world of hip-hop legends, there are questions that continue to haunt us. Who was responsible for murders of Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G.? Today, we dive deep into the mystery with none other than Kanye West, a musical icon who has some compelling thoughts on the matter. Few in recent years have been as vocal in their critiques as hip-hop superstar Kanye West and his father, Ray West. Through shocking allegations about the unsolved murders of revered rappers Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. in the 1990s, the West forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about the treatment of black artists, racism, and ongoing ethical issues that remain baked into the very fabric of the business. While largely unproven, their bold claims warrant much deeper discussions, debate, and reflection. What dark side of the music industry do the West confront us with? The West force us to confront the industry's history of greed, exploitation, violence, and mystery surrounding black artists. Massively successful, but also controversial, Kanye West is no stranger to making statements and rubbing the public the wrong way. He's known for his inflammatory rants, erratic behavior, and over-the-top ego. But setting aside his antics and showmanship, Kanye has also surfaced as one of the few widely known modern artists willing to shine a light on racial injustice and the music industry's shameless exploitation of black talent. His critiques carry particular weight and credibility, given the extensive historical documentation of systemic abuse against black artists across the spectrum. According to Kanye, major media organizations and music executives continue to profit enormously by extracting value from the work of black celebrities, without providing them an adequate compensation, ownership rights, or opportunities to build real wealth. He indicts record companies for callously promoting styles of rap music that glamorize drugs, violence, and misogyny, arguing that this deliberately destructive and negative content perpetuates harm in urban communities and beyond. For an artist of his stature who has benefited so handsomely from the system, such stances are rare. Though often dismissed by critics as unhinged, Kanye West nevertheless continues speaking out forcefully against the inequities built into the fabric of the music business despite facing backlash and risk to his career. This choice earns him credibility with many observers as the truth teller committed to exposing uncomfortable realities. Seeking to provide deeper context bolstering his son's claims of industry corruption, Kanye's father, Ray West, puts forth shocking new allegations surrounding the unsolved murders of massively influential rappers Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. According to Ray, Tupac confided in him that he and Biggie had secretly joined forces to devise a bold plan aimed at seizing greater control over the distribution of rap music. Their goal was purportedly to wrest distribution power away from the establishing music executives and corporations who were disproportionately enriching themselves through the talents and branding of these black artists, while denying them their fair share of profits, ownership, and creative license. Ray says that he cautioned Tupac at the time that attempting to undermine this entrenched status quo would put him in the direct opposition against ruthless and well-connected organized crime networks, with tentacles extending deep into the fabric of the industry. However, according to Ray's account, Tupac claimed he had quietly assembled a united front including many other disgruntled rap stars who were on board to help him execute this mission and activate real change from within. If genuine, the shocking claims from Ray West has the potential to radically reshape dominant perceptions surrounding the life and death of Tupac Shakur. They imply that corrupt forces, commanded by music industry kingpins, conspired to assassinate Tupac in retaliation for his plans in order to protect their continued stranglehold over rap music distribution and profits. This starkly contrasts with the prevailing public narrative. Is it propaganda or reality? Reassessing the supposed rivalry between Tupac and Biggie, the mainstream understanding of the saga between iconic rappers Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. framed them as bitter rivals engaged in escalating hostilities, culminating in their infamous unsolved murders. However, according to Ray West, their pervasive public impressions were deliberately fabricated through propaganda spread by media sources and industry insiders seeking to divide them against one another. Ray claims Tupac revealed to him privately that despite appearances, the truth was that he and Biggie were actively conspiring together behind closed doors. Their ultimate aim, he insists, was leveraging their combined platform and cultural influence to free themselves and their rap peers from the clutches of record company exploitation. In relaying Tupac's purported hidden motivation between his shocking murder, Ray West's account fundamentally contradicts the public storyline that has solidified around these two towering figures over decades. Instead, it suggests that Tupac was assassinated not as a product of any rivalry, but rather as a swift and ruthless retribution imposed by threatened industry power brokers in response to his plans for artist empowerment and systemic disruption of the rap music business. While impossible to verify without Tupac himself here to confirm it, Ray West's version nevertheless succeeds in raising pointed doubts, nuance, and compelling new questions that deserve to be unpacked rather than dismissed, giving the gravity of implications if true. Kanye echoes Tupac's stance in his own critiques of the music industry's dark side. If Ray West's reports are to be believed, his son Kanye seems to be following directly in the footsteps of the slain Tupac Shakur by boldly calling out systemic corruption, racism, and mistreatment of black artists by the music industry power structure. Just as Tupac allegedly strove to uplift his peers by speaking truth about inequality in the system before facing retribution, Ray asserts that Kanye has adopted a similar mentality decades later. In his account, the same sinister, top-down forces that tragically eliminated Tupac now perceive Kanye as an equally dangerous threat due to his willingness to expose ugly realities. This is used to explain the ongoing attacks on Kanye's credibility and mental state, as well as the more severe but uncorroborated accusations that he has been targeted for institutionalization or reprogramming by elements seeking to silence him. How does Kanye earn credibility as a truth teller? By speaking out forcefully against industry exploitations of black artists despite backlash and risk to his career. The era of blackface minstrelly performances eventually gave way to white-controlled corporate record labels getting rich off the talents of black blues, jazz, and R&B artists through the 1950s, 60s, and beyond. According to Kanye, calculations and agendas haunt the industry whereby conscious rap and messages of black empowerment are suppressed internationally, while destructive themes of violence, substance abuse, and misogyny are promoted. In his diagnosis, this designed to foster negative outcomes in urban communities that fuel profitable cycles of artist turnover, controversy, and cultural conditioning that benefits and protects the power. Renewed scrutiny on Sean Diddy Combs and allegations of his orchestrating Tupac's murder, an especially dark additional twist to the unsettling theories put forth by the West family, involves renewed scrutiny of the entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs, giving long-standing rumors directly linking him to commissioning the assassination of Tupac Shakur. According to accounts, the LAPD investigated explosive claims in past decades that Diddy paid over $1 million to orchestrate a hit on Tupac through Blood's gang associates, with the alleged motive connected to the heated East Coast-West Coast rap feud and protecting the dominant Bad Boy record label's market share. While Combs was never officially charged due to the lack of evidence, detectives noted his many suspicious underworld connections in LA and found the allegations plausible, given the financial and political realities of the rap landscape at the time. The claims now being echoed by Kanye and Ray West essentially allege that Combs masterminded the scenario that led to Tupac's killing in order to eliminate a rival and protect his burgeoning rap empire and riches being generated from the notorious gangsta era often credited to him. The West family core claims remain largely unproven and undocumented, examining the dramatic allegations put forth by Kanye and Ray West. The most glaring limitation is clearly the lack of concrete documentation, evidence, or legal corroboration to support their charged assertions. While Ray West provides a compelling alternate narrative surrounding the deaths of Tupac and Biggie that fundamentally challenge the accepted storylines, his version relies predominantly on private conversations and insider information he claims to have been entrusted with by Tupac. Given the absence of physical evidence, definitive confirmation is impossible. Additionally, the inherent biases of both Ray and Kanye as public figures with antagonistic relationships with the mainstream industry warranted consideration when assessing their interpretations. The West family, flicker or fact? In the final analysis, the sensational theories put forth by Kanye West and his father, Ray, regarding the life and death of Tupac Shakur, alongside deeper allegations of systemic corruption in the music industry, ultimately raise more questions than definitive answers. Their most shocking claims are by definition unproven and potentially unprovable absent additional evidence. However, they nevertheless succeed in highlighting serious ongoing flaws and ethical failures prevalent in the culture of the music business that urgently need to be confronted. While problems around racism, exploitation of artists, profiteering, and violence clearly predated Tupac and sadly outlived him, the circumstances of his killing illuminate the worst extremes and consequences that emerge when these issues are left unaddressed. That wraps up the exploration of the enigmatic tales surrounding the deaths of Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. If you enjoyed the video and want to uncover more untold stories and fascinating insights, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We've got a lot more in store for you.